Okay, well, that's weird. Alrighty, so apparently my settings like to reset on me, because I haven't touched OBS since the last time. But anyhow, welcome back to the stream, guys. Boeing Fan 727 here with y'all on this lovely Friday afternoon in September. Yes, it is September now. Haven't been doing a whole lot in the Carrabassett. I've actually been working some on the Alcend and Castine. What have we done though? I've been doing some more runs on my own since the last stream, and I've actually done a lot more running, so I may actually just pop into this one. Now today is, like I said, Friday, September the 6th. We only have a few days left with the GP15s that are currently rostered on the Carrabassett Valley before they are set to retirement. So I think today we're going to maybe do a run with those. We're going to run them. I know I've set a bunch of them up in a... Sebasticook. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning. Set a bunch of them up in Sebasticook. I might move them over towards Kennebec Yard and operate them from there on down to Sebasticook, to where they will await their movement off the railroad. So, but I do have some news in the meantime to talk to you guys about while we get going with this stream. There's been lots of developments as of late. I guess we'll start with the big one. So, I think it was Saturday. Let's start on Saturday. So Saturday, what was it? Saturday, August 31st. So at this point, it was actually Sunday morning, like real early in the morning. So at this point, let's just say September 1st. It was pretty much September 1st when this all started happening. Was really down, just feeling really, really down. I ended up going down and just chatting with someone I trust a lot, and seeking out information, and just really a place to go and just get stuff off my chest. I was just feeling real down and whatnot. It's real helpful to go and have a place or someone to talk to that you trust a lot. So in that, came home, went to bed, woke up a few hours later, went to work, and I was driving to work. I was just thinking, you know, how unhappy I am here. You know, don't get me wrong, I really do love St. Louis. It's not a bad place. It's just, it's not my place. And I've tried to make this feel like home and seem like home, and it's just hard because I just don't really want to go out and do anything here. I don't want to go out and, you know, I don't know. I just don't really have much ambition to go out and do things publicly here. So with that, I was just getting angry at traffic and just really just upset in general about the whole ordeal. And I just started to think about home, about Maine, and you know, I started to put in some thought about it, like, you know, what's really keeping me in St. Louis? You know, what are the big things keeping me here? You know, and I was thinking about it, and oh, that lag is real, I'll tell you what. Oh. not sure what the speed's doing. A couplers will be breaking right now. I am confuzzled. That was weird. I'll say that as much. Anyhow, you know, so I really thought about what is keeping me in St. Louis. My job being one of them. My therapist, who I go and see, who I find really helpful. You know, it's been very good for me. You know, the friends that I have made are keeping me here. You know, my roommate. And, you know, I do like the freedom of being on my own. But that's it. There's nothing keeping me here that I can't change. You know, and I really started to think about it even more. And I got to work, and I was still drilling on the fact about being here. And while I was sitting at work, the idea popped into my head. Now, I'm not unknown to think of something. And I wouldn't say impulsively act on it, but, you know, to have a thought pop into my head and go, I can do that, and start going that way. I guess you could call it impulsive acting, I guess, but some of my best decisions have come off of, you know, spur of the moment thoughts that I've had before, and thoughts that, you know, are not really foreign to me, but I really haven't given it any seriousness. I haven't really put forth any actual, like, motivation to make those thoughts a reality. So, I started looking. I started looking at work about potentially transferring. You know, what would the logistics be of actually transferring my job? You know, would it even be worth it to transfer? And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that, yeah, it is absolutely worth it to transfer. You know, I could, in theory, live up in Maine and commute to Boston and whatnot and all that other stuff, or Manchester, but I was thinking about it. Manchester's kind of a senior station. Hold on, I got a crossing coming up. Anyhow, so, you know, I would really like to transfer to Manchester, but Manchester's kind of a senior station. They probably aren't hiring, whereas Boston's the bigger airport. You know, it has a higher turnover rate of people coming in and out, so it probably would be more likely to be the station I end up at. So I kind of thought about that. I'm like, well, you know, I really don't want to work in Boston, but I really don't want to live here anymore. So, yeah, I'll put in my transfer. So I went and talked to management, and you know, they said there'd be no issues getting that transfer set up for me. You know, obviously they understand I need to go home, as it would be very helpful to me. So I got my transfer in. They told me to put in for both Boston and Manchester. You never know, Manchester might bite. And so I did. I think that whistle board's a little too far back. Actually, I know which one's for. So, fast forward a couple days, you know, my managers at work are saying, like, you know, one of them knows the assistant station manager in Boston, so she said she'd get in touch with him. So, get a call last evening, so yesterday the 5th, and my manager had called and said she got in touch with Boston. They are hiring and whatnot, so to go in and, you know, kind of expect that, and she'd send over all my information. And a few minutes later, I get a text message from my manager saying if I knew. She said, "Hey, I just looked in Manchester's hiring. Did you know?" I said, "No, I didn't know." So she said, "Well, why don't you get your stuff put in for them, send in an application, and go from there?" I'm like, "All right, cool." So I sent in an application. This morning rolls along, get a text or get a call from some Maryland number, which I didn't answer because I'm like, I don't answer to phone numbers I don't recognize. So they ended up emailing me saying, "Hey, we tried calling. This is so and so from, I think it was like Human Resources or whatever, for Southwest. Hey, you already work for the same department, so you don't need to put in the same application. You don't need to put in an application for the same department. Just put in an internal transfer," which I'm like, I did. So I asked him, like, what's my internal transfer look like? I already put in for Manchester, since I don't have to apply, which I was told to by my manager. What's it looking like? He's like, well, there's you and one other person put into transfer into Manchester. Long as you meet the requirements for the internal placement, or whatever the heck it is. I forget exactly what it was, but as long as you meet the requirements, you shouldn't have a problem getting it. So I'm actually awaiting an email or a phone call. I believe I'm waiting on the email, which actually I'm gonna check right now. So, and just some Hurricane Dorian update. It's the only email I get. So I'm frankly quite nervous because the person I spoke with said that the manager or the admin in Manchester would be going over the transferred applications today and getting back to him about it. So potentially today I could find out something, and it's only been a few days since I put in for the the bid to move. So long as everything goes right, I'm gonna be heading home. And if Manchester doesn't work out, Boston, they're still Boston, so. Which I'm hopeful for. It's just I'm nervous. I'm very, very nervous, and I really, really, really want to go home. I just miss it there, and it's not fun being here anymore. There's no enjoyment to being on my own like there used to be, or being far away from home. But and I miss my family, and I miss my brother, and I just miss being there every day. So, fingers crossed. I don't know when I'm supposed to hear back from anyone. That is a kink in the track, which I'll have to fix. Very odd. I got some cheap 15s. Oh. Yeah, just make sure the whole train made it, because I know I just loaded up, and my trains have a tendency to just not exist or certain cars throughout the train just have a tendency to not exist after loading up a save file. It's only a mixed rate, but at the same time, still like some of the train to be there. Oh, which those main central cars, the Guilford and Pan Am cars, if you guys want those, take a trip on over to NARM. They are released to the website, So if you guys want your very own main central cars, head on over and grab them. They are very nice in my opinion. Very, very nice and well worth grabbing, so. Finally got the power back on after Hurricane took only a day to get the power back on. Well, that's good. This didn't take too long. Just punched the microphone, that hurt. But yeah, so like I said, I'm incredibly nervous right now. I'm like super nervous right now. You know, I want to know. Excuse me. You know, I want to know like right now what things are looking like. You know, I want to know. You know, really, what's my time frame? You know, start getting dates under my belt because you know I do have to move my stuff home, so. Yeah, I'd like to, you know, start saying my goodbyes if I am leaving, so. But so yeah, incredibly nervous, and you know, maybe with some stroke of luck, which luck really hasn't been all on my side much lately. You know, maybe Lady Luck is finally gonna smile upon me today and grant me the opportunity to go home. So we will wait and see. Ugh. But aside from that, and me constantly yawning, which I could go for a nap. I woke up 7. I think I woke up at 7 a.m. Possibly enough to a message from my favorite person in the horror world, my Norwegian friend Ingvild. Haven't heard from her in a few days, so it's nice to know she's doing alright. Yeah, pretty much been up since 7. So, I'm in desperate need of a nap, but I probably couldn't sleep if I tried, just with how excited I am. I actually think I have an alarm that's about to go off here in a few minutes. Nope, I was smart and shut off all my alarms. But to all my younger viewers, I hope that you guys are all transitioning back into school okay. Hope that school years are off to a good start. And I know there's going to be about 700 eye rolls at that over the course of the next year, if I can even manage to get that kind of views. Probably get like 36 views. So about 30 eye rolls. But, you know, as much as I hated school, it is important, so. You do need it, so. As much as we don't like to admit. Ugh, if I could stop yawning. God. Kind of windy out today. I don't know what the weather's supposed to do tonight. Humid as hell. 81 feels like 90. 82% humidity. Passed by Emden Station, which is supposed to be right here on the corner. jaunt up ahead. Okay, there's the signal. I don't technically have this signaled all the way through. Just gonna let us pass right through. Oh, that's a train. Set up for the LML. On track. Actually, we are going to switch it over. Let's see, get that switched up. Get him set up all the way through to here. Oh wait, no, he's good. One of Sean's lovely creations. Now back to the train in hand. As we come speeding into the zone. You'll have to let me know if that's too loud, because, you know, I can't really tell myself. Man, I just feel exhausted. Just sitting here trying to think of things to talk about. I'm just slowly drifting off into the unknown. Oh, there might be a nap in my future, jeez. I was feeling great when I got on. I'm like, yeah, let's go, we'll live stream. Now that I'm here, I'm like, man, a nap sounds fantastic. Just going through the emotions and notions and something at this point. I'm praying to God this guy messaged me, but Everything's all set up to come into the yard. Yeah, 90.10 miles, and we had no issue with these G15s attached to the back of the train, or the back of the power consist anyways. Hopefully they can last one last run to Sebastopol. As they saddle up for their, so this is their retirement run. You know, I hate to do it, but I think before I saddle up for the run, I'm gonna take a quick nap because I'm doing the head bob now. It's always something when I stream, always something. So, guess I'm making this a two-parter. Because, god dang, I am tired. And either I'm gonna fall asleep now or I'm gonna fall asleep behind the controls of a train, so. So we'll get this We'll get this parked. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the sack real quick. In hindsight, I only got 4 hours of sleep. Went to bed at 3 and woke up at like 7, so. Which is very unusual for me considering I sleep so long. Alrighty. Well, like I said, I'm just gonna take a quick nap because holy crap, I am fading fast, like super fast. So I'll be back on a little bit, guys. Then we'll go from there, and we'll run the G15s up on their retirement run. So I will be back in a few. Talk to you guys then.